Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? It's Pip Surfer with another daily update for the Cowabunga system. Today's Wednesday, June 16, 2010. Hope y'all are doing great. And again, I'm just going to get right into it because we don't have much time. First, let me address some of the comments. First things I want to address, and I think this will answer a couple of the questions because it seems there might be some confusion with trend change candles, and I'm just going to address it right now. First of all, trend change candle is only referred to on the 4-hour chart. It's determining our trend. When we see a crossover on the 4-hour chart and indicators line up, that is a trend change candle. On the 15-minute chart, when you see crossovers, those aren't called trend change candles. Those are just entry candles. Trend change candles, it's named that because it determines your trend. So on the 4-hour chart, all we're looking for, all we want to find is what is our trend. Alright, so here I've moved back the chart to this possible trend change candle. Alright, crossover to the upside. RSI above 50. Stochastics are trending up, meaning the fast stochastics line has crossed over the slow one, and that's what I mean by it's trending up. Okay, so now once this has happened, all three indicators have lined up perfectly. This is a valid trend change candle, therefore our trend is now up. Now, the trend will stay up no matter what happens to these indicators or whatever. It doesn't matter. It'll stay up until we get a new trend change candle in the other direction, meaning that we'd have to see a crossover to the downside and all the indicators have to line up. If we don't see that, then the trend is up regardless of what RSI and stochastics are doing. So we're going here, so the trend is still up. Alright, so no matter what is going on with the price or what's going on with the indicators, if it's an overbought or if it crosses back down, the trend is still up. It's always going to be up until we see a new trend change candle to the other side. Alright, so I hope that helps. So we only really use the indicators when we're looking at a possible trend change candle, and I think some of you guys might be overthinking it, and I definitely don't want that to happen. This system is quite simple actually. When you just look at the indicators and the system rules, it's meant to be very easy. So try not to overthink it. Again, and while I'm here, you could see that through today's action we had no new trend change candles, therefore the entire day the trend is up. Okay, so just want to let you guys go ahead and see that. Alright, so now going back to the questions. Wants to know, first question wants to know if you can use it on a longer time frame. Again, I can only vouch for what is said on the rules to this system. I have heard of people saying that they've been able to have success with the 4-hour chart and the daily chart, using the daily chart as their trend chart. But again, I can't vouch for it. So as I say with anything, feel free to experiment, but always demo trade it until you're absolutely confident with it, because I can't vouch for anything like that. So try it. I have heard some success, so hopefully that helps. Next one wants to know about the profit and loss. Again, the only time I go for the same amount of pips I'm risking is if I'm very close to 50 or 0 level on the market. There are several times when our possible stop is greater than our potential reward, but you got to remember that this system wins about 70% of the time, so that it's okay to sacrifice that reward to risk ratio sometimes. So don't let that discourage you. It's okay if you're, in this case, in this system, because our win percentage is greater, it's okay if your reward, your potential profit is less than your risk. So hopefully that'll answer your question. Next question wants to know how close to news. I say also about 45 minutes, 30 minutes. However, if the trend is really strong, then I may break that 45-minute rule. I won't go any lower than 30 minutes, but generally 45 minutes I won't go in, and 30 minutes as well. Wants to know difference in X-Tick. The only difference I can see is possible, different brokers, different feeds. That's the only thing I can think of. Again, values aren't always going to be the same, and that's one of the things that can be a little confusing. But the system should still work overall if you stick to the rules. So even if you took a loss, continue to trade it the way that you're trading it, and it should pay off for you in the long run. So hopefully that helps. Again, the next one is about the trend. Again, follow the rules, whatever is said, and hopefully that should help you out. So again, I hope that I answered some of your questions. I know I speed through it, but it's only because YouTube only gives me 10 minutes to take a look at or to do my videos. So just going to go through it now. We already looked at our trend for the day. We determined that it's long. It's an uptrend the whole day. So I'm on my 15-minute chart now, and I'm moving it back to before midnight. But before we start our day, I'm going to take a look at the news events for the day. And you can go to babypips.com, click on this Tools tab. It's going to automatically bring up the news events for the day. We're looking for news that affects the UK or the US. So as I go down, you can see at 4:30 we did have a few reports for the UK there. So I'm going to jot that time down. If I go down to 8:30, we did have a few US reports, PPI, housing starts, building permits. 9:15 we had capacity utilization, industrial production. So we definitely wanted to watch out for that. So those were the three news reports: 4:30, 8:30, and 9:15. Those are what I'm watching out for. But now that we have our news events handy, we can begin our day. So I'm going to move my chart forward one candle at a time, give you my thought process along the way. And so we're looking for long trades only, and you can see the market's very flat right now. But again, I'm looking for a crossover to the upside. That would be my first indication. And here we get one at 5:30. RSI's above 50. Stochastic trending up. MACD has gone from negative to positive. This is a valid entry. It closes at 5:45. Our next news until 8:30. So this is okay to enter. So I'm going to enter at the close of this candle, as close to it as possible. In this case, it's at 48.12. Our stop will be at the most recent swing low, 47.50, and our nearest 50 or 0 level is at 48.50. So that gives us, about 42 pips of potential profit there, or excuse me, 38 pips. My math is wrong. Potential profit there. So that's pretty good. So now we'll just watch it, and if I'm not out of the trade by 8:30, then I'll exit. But basically right now it's just watching the market and seeing what it's doing. Now it is 8 o'clock here, 8:15. Obviously our target's not hit. We're still in the trade because we haven't gotten stopped out. But I'm going to take out my trade manually here because I know news is coming out on the very next candle. So I'm just going to go ahead and exit, and I got out at 47.77. Again, you don't have to wait till the candle closes because it's obvious that your target's not going to be hit. So try to save as many pips as you can. So just get out when you can as best of price as you can. So 47.77, I'm out. Here's the news candle. Again, we're moving forward. Here's 9 o'clock. Here's 9:15, the next news candle. Now after this, we don't have any more news candles for the day. Now here on the very next candle, we do get a crossover. RSI is above 50. Stochastic's trending up. MACD was negative and went positive, so this is another valid entry. There's no news, so we're okay there. So you want to enter at the close of this candle or as close to it as possible. In this case, it's at 48.08. Our stop will be at the most recent swing low at 47.51, and our nearest 50 or 0 level is again at 48.50. And this time we have about 42 pips of potential profit, so that's pretty good. So now we're just going to watch it, and if I'm not out by noon, then I'll use my discretion to exit because I know market volume dies down around that time. Alright, so our target does get hit though at 11:30. It does make a clean break, so I'm just going to move my stop to 48.50 and set my next target for 4900 and continue to watch it. And unfortunately I do get stopped out on the very next candle, so which is fine because it's right at the very end of our session. So we did get one loss and one win, kind of canceled each other out, but still not a bad day, and we'll take it as it gives it to us. So that's it for today's update. If you have any questions, again, don't hesitate, and I will see you all in the next one. Cowabunga, dudes.